Jimmy Kimmel has been in the news a lot lately, and I'm not going to make a political statement to start off the video, but I want to point out just how much heavy music has been focused on Kimmel Live for over 20 years. I have a short list of 10 performances that stand out to me. I'm aware there's more than 10, so just let me know in the comments who you love seeing on Kimmel. Drop a YouTube link also so that way we can all watch. I did a video like this for Conan O'Brien years ago, so if you saw that, you'll understand what I'm going for here. YouTube will not let me play full clips, so you can check out links to each performance in the video description. The reason? Because ABC and Disney have privated a lot of these performances and they've been re-uploaded over time. Because the mouse owns everything. You know how these videos work. Let's see some live heavy music on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
No, I know it's late at night, but don't be alarmed. I'm fine. We got Corey Taylor and Joey Jordison from Slipknot here, and the whole band here, actually. Maggots. Your maggots are here. This is what you call your fans.
The opening image of Slipknot all behind the bar with Jimmy Kimmel is a perfect view of what the episode was all about. Kimmel trying to make jokes to the band while Corey and Joey rolling with it just is charming, while probably horrifying to some in 2004. Still wholesome to me though. Seeing Slipknot on that cramped stage was what the group was still working with at the time too, but it's all crazy to see how big the stages get now when they can run around and jump off things compared to 2004 with a studio audience full of maggots all wanting to get rowdy in front of ABC security. Slipknot played 2 songs, Duality and The Blister Exists. Kimmel knew who would be tuning in that night and doubled down on what to give the people at home. Or maggots at home, or maggots in the hive, whatever. Slipknot was great.
Flooded New Jersey, here is My Chemical Romance.
Going back before the Black Parade, and Jimmy Kimmel had My Chemical Romance performing Helena in 2005. Wild seeing this as it's 20 years old now, and there's a younger Jimmy Kimmel still getting his bearings as a show host his first few years, giving a stage to the emo champions. Also, for whatever reason, they had Grover on that night. I'm sorry, but having a Sesame Street My Chemical Romance crossover is the type of late night shenanigans I will always support. I mean, what else could anyone ask for? Gerard Way looks like he was having a blast, and this really feels like a time warp watching My Chem on an early Kimmel set. And watching this was free too. Now you'd have to pay a lot for My Chemical Romance. And PBS now that I think about it. 2005 had it right.
Deftones, good night.
In 2010, Deftones not only returned after losing Chi, but with the new album Diamond Eyes. That's big enough, right? Well, Jimmy Kimmel at that point was starting to do the big outdoor stage shows, and Deftones were perfect for it. So did they play a new song? Nope, it was the 10-year anniversary of White Pony at the time, so they aired the performance of Change. I'm honestly not disappointed as Deftones nailed it 10 years later. Deftones have been on Kimmel several times since as well, but I just love how in 2010 Deftones had a new album and went, nah, here's one of our biggest songs. Everyone that showed up for that live show deserves it. Also, the band was in great form, and you could tell they were enjoying being on stage at this point. Great to see after they had been through so much beforehand.
A day to remember.
Move up in time a little and you see a band out of the true middle of nowhere, Ocala, Florida, going on live TV. If you're from Ocala and are offended by that, just be happy A Day to Remember made it this big and proved it's possible to escape Ocala, or Florida in general. I do think Kimmel and other late night shows should get credit for introducing people to bands like this. Not saying A Day to Remember wasn't getting big by 2011, but I do think Kimmel helped introduce people to a new group at the perfect time. 2011 was a great era to follow A Day to Remember. also makes me wonder if Jeremy McKinnon ever ages. I mean, he's doing pretty good for this clip being 14 years older at the time of posting this, and Jeremy still looks like he did after escaping Florida. All I want is to know the secret to stop aging. Also, all I want was a great choice to do on live TV.
Fortunate son, John Fogerty and Sound City Players.
Wanted to give some classic rock a bit of attention on this because it's rare to get collaborations of this caliber, especially when it's so well done and live, but John Fogerty worked with Dave Grohl and most of Foo Fighters for a Fortunate Son performance. And it was done live on Hollywood Boulevard and labeled as John Fogerty and Sound City Players for the documentary Sound City. But it was Foo Fighters, and it was great. Hard not to smile while watching this. The audience clapping along to the extended bridge and solos was the perfect addition to make this special. It's also nice to see Taylor Hawkins playing drums to another big name with Fogerty. I feel like these are the moments on late night that should get more attention. One of the most criminally underrated parts about Faith No More is just how good their 2015 album Soul Invictus was. So when I was doing research for this video and found out Faith No More played 2 songs for Kimmel, my mind blew just a little. Sunny Side Up with the whole band dressed up at the time and having their friend on stage at the time who was part of the album artwork and tour, this was a totally different direction than the 1990 SNL performance. But man, this was awesome. Samsung sponsored the summer concert series that year, and seeing Samsung branding around Faith No More while they did all this on stage, I don't know, it makes me happy to be Team Android, though I'm sure someone at Samsung's marketing team was probably a touch worried that night.
The song Call Me Little Sunshine, Ghost.
One of the off-location performances recorded for Kimmel at the tail end of pandemic was done in grand form from Ghost. As Impera was coming out, Call Me Little Sunshine was one of the big singles in heavy music that year, and seeing it performed in a mausoleum with high-end production made it feel like an extra music video.
Line up in the middle of the day, you'll never walk alone. You can always reach me, little sunshine.
The editing and cinematography on a relatively small space made the performance extra dramatic, which only added to what Ghost could be viewed as. I wish I could play more, but YouTube bots are already itching to attack. This performance of Call Me Little Sunshine is excellent, and in a way, it was a return of things going back to normal with seeing bands on late night after pandemic. So what better way than to have Papa scare the little ones who stayed up too late that night? That'll teach them to go to bed early.
You will never ever walk alone. You will never ever walk alone.
With help from Poppy, Knock Loose.
In 2024, Knock Loose and Poppy warranted angry parents and conservative complaining due to a music performance. Was it a raunchy rap or ultra-political country song? No, it was Knock Loose and Poppy performing Suffocates. That's it. Was it the screaming? Was it bringing out a woman to scream along with the angry metal band screaming? Was it all the pyro and the audience loving it? Yes. Everything, yes. That's what caused the angry, elderly, and conservative audience to get riled up, who for some reason watched Jimmy Kimmel. I love that Kimmel and the Jimmy Kimmel Live staff didn't even acknowledge any of the complaints. They just went on with business as usual. Ryan Garris and Poppy screaming at a home audience while the stage lights on fire is great TV in my opinion. If I would have been a teenager seeing this for the first time, my fragile little mind would have exploded. In a good way, I assure you.
Spiritbox.
Earlier in 2025, while Kimmel was on break to record other things like Millionaire, and after Knocked Loose was on a few months earlier, might as well bring on Spiritbox. I mean, Tsunami C was already doing well at that time, and Spiritbox was brought on stage, so does Courtney and company decide to play it cool and tone down the sound with a more melodic side of metalcore? Nope, they played Soft Spine, and I love that Spiritbox chose a song that is absolutely directed at someone within the heavy music world, and it was arguably the heaviest song they could have done on network TV. Courtney was a beast right from the beginning, and I think that's what the performance needed. The scream at the end was fierce, and the black and white filter would have made it seem like a horror sequence to anyone flipping stations and landing on Spiritbox. Again, perfect decision and performance. No notes. It's awesome.
Spinal Tap!
There is no way that people had Spinal Tap returning to theaters and live performing in 2025, let alone on live television. It still feels surreal that all this happened after the original Spinal Tap documentary came out, highlighting one of the greatest metal bands ever 40 years earlier. This performance is as impressive as it is filled with bass, and there are more than 3 basses on this performance, so that's a lot. I love to imagine a Gen Alpha watcher turning in and thinking this is all serious, and that boomer rock was confusing, because if you didn't know about Spinal Tap, this would have been a whole lot to take in.
My baby fits me like a flesh tuxedo. I like to sink her with my ink torpedo. A big bottom dry me out of my mind.
Kimmel also interviewed the band to hype up the new movie. It's charming and a bit cute how this all plays out, and then leads up to these men performing the all-time classic, Big Bottom. I mean, I had to end the list video with this. I would be doing an injustice to heavy music everywhere by not showing off Spinal Tap bumping out Big Bottom on Disney-owned ABC.
Game is waiting there and sanitizing. A big bottom dry me out of my mind.
I get that late night TV is not for everyone, and the way things have been going in 2025, late night is going to have a lot of changes going forward, both with Colbert leaving due to CBS being afraid, and Kimmel getting suspended because, well, Disney and ABC were afraid. Regardless of how you feel politically, I'm happy that for decades there have been programs that would highlight music, especially heavy music, to a national and now worldwide audience that may not have discovered a new group without that exposure. That's a great thing. Again, there are way more than 10 examples of heavy music that got showcased on Jimmy Kimmel Live, so leave a comment with your favorites. Finally, if you have spent years screaming against cancel culture but were thrilled when Kimmel got suspended, then you are a total hypocrite. Bye everyone, please subscribe!